I feel like self-delusion is one of the biggest difficulties of life, you know. From the inside, behind the glass, you can't really see what is happening out there. What you think or say about your work is not necessarily what is really the case, you know. But I try to make work in the light of the thought that I can't really know what I'm doing, you know. The field of art, it does welcome people in doing a lot of different things that don't necessarily, you know, add up, and crazy stuff, you know, that in other fields no one lets you do.
We are written down and clamped on, we won't let go, we're joined like dogs, we're bitten down and clamped on, we won't let go, we're joined like dogs. I'm understanding.
Working on kind of effectively on irrational projects is very, I think, there isn't enough of that in the world. Doing my work helps me in my life in that way, that it's something to cling on to. That at its best, it can help me to then deal with the chaos that, you know, is ever changing. Generally, when I look at the things that I do, I often have a feeling of disgust, basically. That's usually my initial, especially when it's a new thing, because it's this stuff that kind of comes out of you, and there it is. It's like, oh, and it's never, and it always, you know. You need to try and think, okay, I've got an instant repulsion to this thing that I've done, but wait a minute, because maybe tomorrow it's not going to look like that.
Can we do the chairs and the music stands for Martin?
When I do things on stage, I try to basically make on stage the same as off stage, effectively. If I feel like it went well, and then I might go back and try and listen to what actually happened, to try and understand why it went well, you know, other than just. And so if it's recorded, I can try and do that. And, you know, I mean, a lot of the time I don't listen to a lot of the recordings I make, but if I'm working on paintings or whatever, I would try to save and keep all the, you know, extra bits of paper that you just try out your pencil on, or, you know, the bit on the floor that is like collecting the drips, you know, just in case that's the work. You know, you think you're doing that, but the work is like the drips on the floor or whatever. I think I get addicted to things, and that includes, you know, that includes rhythms or forms of words. Repeating things, I think, I've always found that kind of comforting. Without that, the world is just like a blobby soup that has no definition. I think giving it a number is like trying to control it. I mean, that is what people do to prisoners, you know. You know, and I suppose it's like that with your own thoughts and feelings. I sometimes think the best way to live or work is just to, you know, basically just jump off the cliff, and then you just have to, you know, if you have to swim for your life, then that takes up all your energy. I mean, for me, that's why I do the live gigs as well a lot. Is, you know, if you do something live in front of people, the pure fear of situations like that can help to just let go of some of the things that you might hang on to in private, you know. It's not like pre-preparing something. Certainly when I do things, I don't want to put up a front. And it's something that I don't like when I feel as if someone's, you know, feeding me kind of controlled pieces, you know. A work might be the equivalent of like a fence, you know, like a fence with a repeated pattern, you know, through which you can see the world, but which also protects you from the world, because, you know, the lions can't come and eat you because there's a fence there, you know.